Good evening, girls. How are you all? Okay, I hope that you are all fine. Hi. Hi, Asma. Hi, Selma. So, girls, today we will start a new lesson about ordered pair relationships. I'm fine, thank you, Jenna. Fine, thank you, Asma. So, girls, please bring your books and open your books on page 183 to start this lesson. How can you identify the relationship between points on coordinate plan? So, today we will talk about something new in the coordinate plan, which is quadrant. So please focus with me, girls. Look, girls, the axes in the quadrant plan, the x-axis and the y-axis, they are dividing the plan into 4 regions. So those 4 regions, we name those regions quadrants. So according to the definition here, the 4 regions of the coordinate plan that are separated by the x and y axis are called quadrants. Okay? So look, this is x axis, this is y axis. They are dividing the plan into 4 regions. 1, 2, 3, 4. We name those regions quadrants. Okay? So he told me this definition, they told me that the quadrants are numbered with the Roman numerals. So there is a Roman numbers, you know that Roman numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. This is like just like I. Okay, we name this one is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have to save those quadrants. So always the quadrant or the region which is on the left up, we name it the first quadrant, quadrant 1 in Roman number. The second one is the region will be on the left side and up, we name it quadrant 2 in Roman number. The third one, which is on the left and down, we name it quadrant 3 in Roman number. And the fourth one will be on the right and down, we name it quadrant 4 in Roman number. Okay? Something else, girls, I want to tell you. If you know the signs of the quadrants of a point, you can determine the quadrant where the point is located. Look, girls, I want you to see something here. According to the first region, this region, okay, this region here in the first quadrant, this one, quadrant number 1. This region, if you look at the x-axis on the right side is positive, and the y-axis is up, also it's positive. So the coordinate for all numbers in this region, if you pay attention here, any point here in this region, any point, this one or this one or this one, any point, if you choose any point in the quadrant 1, the x and y always will be positive. So the sign for the quadrant 1 is positive. So if you see any number with positive signs, with positive x and y, positive coordinate, you know that this point will be in the first quadrant. Now look at the second one, quadrant 2, this one. The x-axis on the left side of 0 is negative. Look at the x-axis. And the y up is positive. So in quadrant 2, any point, look at this point as an example. If you take the x will be negative and the y will be positive as an example. So in quadrant 2, all the numbers will be with negative x and positive y. So if you see any point with those signs in coordinate negative x and positive y, you know that this point located on the second quadrant. What about the third one? The third quadrant, girls. The third one, look, if you take any point in the third quadrant, as an example this one, and you want to know the x, take a line. This is the x and this is the y. Look, the x is negative and the y also down will be negative. So the coordinate for the third quadrant is negative, negative. So if any number or if any point has negative x and negative y, you know that this point located on the third quadrant. What about the fourth quadrant? The fourth quadrant, as an example, like this point. If you take any point in this quadrant and take the x for this point, that's mean I will take line on the x axis and line horizontally will intersect the y axis. Look, the x is positive on the right side and the y down is negative. That's mean all the points in this quadrant, all the points have positive x and negative y. So if any point has positive x and negative y, you know that this point located on the fourth quadrant or quadrant number 4. So of course I have to save this. I have to save this. You have to save how you have to number the quadrant. Okay? So this is the first one, this is the second one, this is the third one, and this is the fourth one. And how you have to save also the sign for each one. Okay? You can save it or you can understand it on the coordinate plan. Okay? Now let's move to this example as an example to know this point will be in which quadrant. Look at this coordinate plan. This coordinate plan already is divided into 4 quadrants. This is the first one. Look at the number. This is the second one. This is the third one, and this is the fourth one. Okay? So find the quadrant that contains -3, +4. the x is negative and the y is positive. If we return to the last one, the x is negative and the y is positive. Which quadrant has those signs? Look, which quadrant has those signs? Negative x, positive y. Who will tell me? Girls, who will tell me on the chat? Okay, tell me which quadrant has negative x and positive y? The first one, the second one, or the third one, or the fourth one? Which one? Very good, Mariam and Manal, thank you. So look, the second one, in the second quadrant, I have negative x and positive y. So without locating the number, without locating the point, I have to know that this point will be on the second quadrant. Okay, so this will help me to know that this point will be in the second quadrant, so you can draw the point correctly. There is no mistakes. So negative is negative 3. That means the first one is x and the second one is y, of course, as I said, in ordered pair. Negative 3 on x, that means on the left side of 0, negative 3 will be here. And the 4, I will take a vertical line from this point. The y is 4, that means positive will be up over the 0. This is 4, and I have to take a horizontal line. It will intersect the first one on this point, and this is the point of negative 3 and 4. Okay? So in which quadrant this point located? In which quadrant? As you said, in the second one. That means this point located in quadrant 2, and you have to write the number of quadrants in the Roman numbers. Okay, you can write 2. Okay, you have to write it in the Roman numbers like this, 2 lines next together. Okay, okay girls, you have to locate this point on the coordinate plan and write the quadrant, sorry. So if you finish, please type 1 in the chat. Okay, Lina, you asked me why where IBV, where is? Okay, number 4 in where? Right here, you mean? This is number 1, number 2? No. Okay, they said that it will be in quadrant 2 or in quadrant 3. This is a question. This is a question. It must be located in either quadrant 2 and quadrant 3. Why? Because the x is negative. Okay, and because the x is negative, that means those quadrants, the second one and the third one, the second one and the third one will located or will will be the x is negative in those quadrants, okay, in the second one and in the third one. But because the y is positive, that means this point will located on the second one, because the y is positive, not negative, okay? Okay, Lena? Okay, so girls, now we will talk about something else. Look at this triangle. Today we will learn about something new, line symmetry. What is line of symmetry or line symmetry? A figure, any figure, like any shape or figure, has line symmetry if it can be folded about a line. What that mean? Folded about a line. That's mean if you cut this, look at this triangle. This is isosceles triangle, right? Isosceles triangles. What types of triangles? What is this type? You know that when I have a triangle with two equal sides, we name this triangle isosceles triangle. Those sides are equal. You remember that? When I have a triangle with two equal sides, we name it isosceles triangle. If you draw this triangle and bring a scissor, okay, bring a scissor and cut this triangle according to this dashed line. Cut this triangle according to this dashed line and see that the both sides are the same. So if you cut this figure and the both sides are exactly the same, we name this dashed line line of symmetry. We name this dashed line line of symmetry. That means the both sides, this one I will color it for you, both sides are the same. This size in yellow, and this one in pink. Look, those sides are the same, exactly the same. Okay, so when any line divides the figure into two shapes or two parts, and those two parts are exactly the same, we name this line line of symmetry. That's mean a line that divides a figure into two halves that are the reflection of each other is called a line of symmetry. Why you are sending question marks on the chat? Why you are sending question marks? So, did you understand what that's mean? What do I mean in line of symmetry? Okay, very good, girls. I will repeat again. What do I mean in line of symmetry? If I took any figure like this a triangle, and there is a line in the middle like this one in red, this dashed line, and this line cut the figure into two parts, and those two parts are exactly the same. We name this line of symmetry. Okay, this is what I mean in line of symmetry. Now this is just to remember together the line of symmetry. I think you took this one in grade 4. Now I want to return to the coordinate plan. Look girls, look at this plan. Okay, girls, look at this point A and this point D. Look at those 2 points. Look girls, this point, if I want to find the coordinate, yes, Lina, you asked me that the point will be in the middle. Of course it's in the middle, but you have a figure, so there is no middle to the figure. We have a figure or a shape. This is not a line, so you have to take a line, this dashed line, and it will cut the figure into 2 halves. Okay, that's what I mean. Now girls, let's take a look to this coordinate plan, please. I want you to focus with me. Look at this point A and point D. What are the coordinates for, or the ordered pair, sorry, for each one? Of course, if I want to find the ordered pair for A, the x will be what? If you take a line, the x will be 5 and the y will be 4. So the ordered pair will be positive, the x and the y also positive, because this point will be in the first plan, in the first quadrant. Okay, so what about this point D? This point D, if I want to find the x also, you will take a line, so it will be -5, and the 4 will be the y will be 4 if you take a line. Of course the x is negative, the y is positive, because this point located on the second quadrant. Okay, look at A and D. The ordered pair for A is 5, 4. The ordered pair for D is -5, 4. So the difference between them is what? Is the sign in the x. We have the same y, but here the x is positive and here the x is negative. Okay, if you take a look at this point, look, those points have exactly the same distance from x and y, but here those 2 points has the same distance from x, right? This distance here, I will draw it with a green. This distance and this distance are the same. So look, they are exactly in the same in the same location or in the same place. So they are reflection, like A is a reflection for D. Okay, like A is a reflection for D according to y-axis. Okay, so look, y here is a line of symmetry, because A and D, each one of those points are reflection for the other. So y here is a line of symmetry for the 2 points A and D. Also, if you take a look to B and C, B and C. C here is -5, -4, because C in the third quadrant, that's mean we have -5 or -x and -y. If you find the ordered pair, please girls, please focus with me and don't talk on the chat. And B here is 5 and -4, so I have positive x and negative y. If you find the ordered pair, so of course, because B, this point in the fourth quadrant. Okay, look at B and C also. Look at B and C. B and C also has the same distance from Y. This distance for B from Y equals the same distance from C and Y axis. Also, like C and B are reflections, okay? Like B is a reflection for C according to the Y axis, and C is a reflection for B according to the Y axis also. So Y is here a line of symmetry for those points, B and C. Okay, so when the number here, or the point when 2 points, I will change the color for you, and look at B and C. This is B and this is C. When 2 points have the same Y, -4, -4, and the same x, but in the opposite signs, like this is a -1 and this is a +1, that means those two numbers are reflections to each other, C and B. Also according to the Y axis, of course. Also here D and A. D and A also. Look, I have here 4 and here 4, the same Y. And the x are the same, but the opposite number. This is a -1, this is a +1. That means those numbers are folded. That means they are each one of those points are reflection to the other according to the Y axis, of course. Now let's see another idea here. Look at A and B. A and B. Look at the ordered pair. A is 4, 5, B is 4, -5, -4. So A is 5, 4, B is 5, -4. So here the x is positive and the y is positive because the point in the first quadrant here, the x is positive, the y is negative because the point in the fourth quadrant. Also, look at the points. The points are folded around what? Folded around the x-axis here, because look at the distance from the point and the x-axis, and the distance between the P point and x-axis. They are the same distance from x-axis. So always here, those points A and B are folded around the x-axis. That means each point here is a reflection to the other. Also D and C here. Look at the ordered pair. Here -4, -5, 4. Here -5, -4. Also, this point and this point has the same distance from x-axis. So those points are folded around x-axis. That means each point is a reflection to the other according to the x-axis. So when two points has the same x and the y are opposite, that means those 2 points, each one is a reflection to the other according to the x, and here the x is a line of symmetry for those 2 points. Also A and B. A and B here has the same x. Also here x is 5 and here x is 5 and y here is 4, y here is -4. So those 2 points are folded around the x-axis. That means here x is a line of symmetry for A and B. So girls, you have to say that when I have 2 points, any 2 points, when I have 2 points like A and D. Okay, I will change the color. As an example, A and D. Look at those 2 points, A and D. Those 2 points has the same y, like 4 and 4, okay? Here the y is 4 and here the y is 4. So when those 2 numbers have the same y coordinate, that means the line of symmetry for those 2 points is y. When I have the same y, the same number 4 and 4, and the x is the opposite, that means the y here, the y-axis, is a line of symmetry. When I have 2 numbers like A and B, A and B are 2 points. Those 2 points have the same x, but the y is opposite, 4, -4. That means here the x is the line of symmetry for those 2 points. When the y is the same and the x is the opposite, the y is the line of symmetry for those 2 points. When the x the same and the y is the opposite, that means the x is the line of symmetry for those 2 points. Okay, girls? You have to save this strategy. Okay, girls, so today we will not we will not complete the lesson because we will complete it on Sunday, and we will solve exercises about this idea. When the x is, okay, I will repeat again, girls, I will repeat again. When the x is the same, like A and B, x is the same, 5 and 5, and the y here 4 and here -4, that means those 2 numbers have a line of symmetry is x-axis. When 2 points have the same y coordinate, the same y coordinate, and the x is the opposite, those 2 points have a line of symmetry. This line is the y-axis. Okay, girls, so this is our lesson. On Sunday we will solve exercises about this so you will understand it, inshallah. Thank you so much for attending today. Thank you so much, girls, and see you inshallah on Sunday.